Can you describe the goal from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, we were battling our zone a little bit, had a good breakout, and then, I just followed up the rush. Usually I'm not in that position, but just thought we had good control, and Mikko made a nice pass to me. I passed it back to him and shot on net, rebound, kind of went off my skate and held a bucket in, so it was a pretty lucky goal, but it's a good time to go.
Did it hit your stick or Sandberg's stick before it got to Hellebuck? Do you even know?
I think it hit Sandberg's stick, but I mean, I knew it hit Hellebuck and went in. But yeah, it's kind of all I saw.
What was that like on the bench as you're waiting for it was 5 minutes, it seemed like.
Yeah, I know. It's I was like, the refs are making me a little nervous. But I mean, we've seen the replay. We kind of knew what happened, so we were pretty confident.
Do you remember your last playoff goal?
Yeah, I do. It was actually in Brooklyn against the Islanders.
Game winner?
Yeah, it was a game winner.
Yeah, I looked it up. What's this journey been
Long time ago.
been like for you, right? Like you've played more games in the playoffs for this team than in the regular season, right? You've played a lot of American League games, probably for this type of moment, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I kind of a little bit older, playing in the American League, just kind of playing hard down there. We got a great culture down there. Even though I'm 33, I'm still trying to improve my game a little bit, and just kind of support this team however I can. And whenever my name's called, I just try to stay ready and try to bring that veteran presence a little bit and just be steady back there.
How much did the playoffs help you last year for this year? Because it seems like you're very calm out there. It doesn't seem like you're lost in the moment at all.
Yeah, it's easier. I think just like the day-to-day routine stuff helps a lot, and I think last year I thought I handled it pretty well, and this year just makes it a little bit easier.
What was the message on the bench during that long review?
Not much. I think everyone was kind of skating around trying to stay warm, and but there wasn't really much said. We were kind of looking at the replay and whatnot, but there wasn't really much being said.
When you're in a tight game like that, what kind of confidence do you get knowing Jake's back there in goal?
Huge. He's a rock for this team. He always has been. So I think when he's kicking, he gives us a chance every night.
What do you feel like you've shown? What do you feel like you've proven about yourself over the course of the last several weeks now with the way that you played?
I think just bringing that consistent game. With me and Bischel, he's a younger guy. We played together down in Texas, and I think if we can just be consistent back there, and we know our role. Just keep it simple, clear the net front, break pucks out, be physical when we can. If we just do that, then the rest kind of takes care of itself. We got a lot of skill on this team, so we're not too worried about offense.
Another multi-point game for Mikko. I mean, what's there left to say about this guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge pickup at the deadline. So he's been awesome for us. He's a great guy in the room, and he's been on a tear. So it's really helped us.
During that lengthy review, is there a moment where you start to think maybe this one isn't going to count, and you kind of think about the momentum?
Yeah, you know what? We seen the replay, and we knew it kind of went off a couple of guys' sticks or went off Hellebuck and in. Didn't really look like a kicking motion. I kind of just put my skate there, but like you said, there's always that you never know what they're looking at or what kind of thing they're seeing. So I was just happy to see that it counted.
They played almost the entirety of Freebird.
Honestly, I was just trying to stay dialed in, whether it went in or not. I didn't even know what song was playing.
We talk about the amount of time between playoff goals for you.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you wondered if this opportunity would come again?
Yeah, I mean, it always slips in my mind. But I think just for me, it was just staying ready. You never know when that opportunity will come. So whenever it does, you just want to take advantage of it and just make the most of it. So I just thought I kept doing that the last 5 years, and just staying ready.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it belief in yourself? Is it desire to win the Stanley Cup? Like, what keeps you going? Like, you're a regular in this league.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys who would grind like you have to get back here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a grind. When you start in the American League, come up to the NHL, everything's great up here, and then you get sent down again. you're grinding down there. Bus trips, commercial flights, everything. It's tough, but I think it humbles you a bit and kind of teaches you what's more important. We have a family now, and that takes my mind off hockey a little bit away from the rink, and I think that definitely helps a lot. And, being Mother's Day today, that's it's nice. Shout out to my mom and Brooke, my wife. So, but yeah, it's we're always just believing in ourselves and just trying to make what's best for our family. And I think just me working hard and trying to take advantage of the opportunity.
Brooke, Brooke.
Yeah.
What's your mom's name?
Kim.
Okay. Where does she live?
They're from Edmonton, Alberta.
They're watching on TV there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, thanks, Petro.
Thank you.
One slide, Mikko, and right there. Everybody just stay put.
How important is it to be scoring in, not just you, but the team in the third period and the 2-2 game? And you've done this several times in the playoffs as a team.
Yeah, it's important. I think good start to the game, I would say. First period was really good, and then kind of second was theirs for sure. They outplayed us, they outbattled us. They were offense all the time, and we were defending too much. But once again, Otter makes some big saves, and yeah, third periods have been good. In the games that we won, we really pushed into third and didn't sit back at all. And obviously, it's good to get not only 1 goal lead to final minutes, 3 goal lead basically. So that makes it a little bit easier.
And what do you see on Petro's goal?
Yeah, he was obviously he's playing great. He's defensive defenseman, but he's joining the rush as we saw in that play, and I didn't really see how it ended up in. I knew they were reviewing it, but it's good for us and for Petro that it counted.
What was your thought process on the bench there during the review?
Yeah, like I said, I saw him kind of kick it, but I didn't see a replay of it until. I actually haven't seen it even now, but it was, I didn't know, I thought it was 50-50 probably, but thank God they called it a goal.
Did you guys get energy? Because you came roaring out of that 5-minute break or whatever.
5-minute break on...
When the review was going on.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems like you guys had some of your best shifts right after that.
I guess everybody got some rest, and we were fresh after that, so maybe it was a good thing for us.
If that review went the other way, I mean, could this result or the game gone the other way? I mean, it seemed like it changed. The whole game changed in that moment.
For sure, if we tie game still after that, if it goes the other way, who knows who gets the next goal? But obviously gave us energy. But I think no matter which way it goes, we're pretty good at keeping it even keel and just keep working, because I think we had a pretty good third before that even, So I think we would have still played well, but who knows what happens after that.
What's it like to see a guy like Petro, who's just grinded in the AHL all year, get an opportunity in a moment like that?
Yeah, I'm happy to see him do well, and like I said, he's been playing really well. He's been very solid defensively. I think that's what we all expect from him, and obviously physical. Like we saw last game, he hit Lowry and he almost went to the third row. So it was. That's what it brings to the physicality.
The streak does come to an end. 13 straight goals that you either scored or assisted on. What can you make of a run like you just had, and have you even pondered where it sits in Stanley Cup playoff history?
No, I'm trying to stay in the moment. Obviously, I'm happy to help the team. I'll try to keep doing that as much as I can. Both ends of the ice, but I'm just trying to stay in the moment and even keel after wins and good games. So not much to say about that.
How important was it for you guys to retake the series lead? Now you've got Game 4 here at home.
It's important, obviously home ice in playoffs, it's really important to hold it as much as you can. Obviously there's good teams, Winnipeg is a good team, and some parts of the second they could have probably take the lead even there. So it's important, and we got to really reset tomorrow and play a good game, because we know they're gonna play their best game of the playoffs probably next game. So we got to answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
As a reminder, please raise your hand to ask a question, and we will pass you a mic.
Mikael, a lot has been said about Mikko. I'm not sure what else can be added at this point, but what's it like to watch him do these performances night in and night out?
It's great to be on the same side for sure. I mean, we all can see what he's doing out there right now. He's such a great player, and he's playing in a really high level right now. So it's great to be on the same side, and hopefully he keeps going.
So you get tripped. How did you have the presence of mind just to keep control of the puck and pass it to Thomas? And Thomas, could you take me through that play, please?
Yeah, I mean, you just try to make a play there. Obviously, they're having a penalty, so you have a little more freedom to try to make a play in the middle of the ice. So good thing Thomas was there, and we got the goal.
I mean, I was just watching Granny go 1-on-5 up the ice for 10 seconds like everyone else, and just kind of found my way in the slot, hoping he would send it there, and prayed it wouldn't bounce over my stick, and just put a shot on net, went out.
Hey, Thomas. I'm back. Can you tell us a little bit about the story of Alex Petrovic? Because I think you know him a little bit, and just the fact he has had to grind to get to this moment, and then to get that moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome for him. He deserves it. He's been, like you said, grinding away in the American League for the past, 5, 6, 7 years. He did it last year for us. He's doing it this year for us. He comes in. He's so solid on the third pair. And, he plays the right way, and he got rewarded tonight, and couldn't happen to a better guy.
Thomas, when you have a guy like Miro go out, does your mindset have to change at all in the way that you need to step up and eat up those minutes and put the points on the board the way you did tonight, or is it just business as usual for you?
It's business as usual. I'm just doing the same thing I've always done. Moving my feet with the puck, without the puck, moving the puck up to the forwards, and defending hard. It's the main thing.
And you're coming off a game in which you guys got shut out. Was there a lot of talk about getting the scoring up and getting the depth scoring up, especially because a lot of guys scored tonight?
Yeah. Obviously, in the last game, we didn't do a good enough job to get to the net and being in front of the goalie's eyes. So I think we did a really good job tonight. We got rewarded for that, and we just gotta keep doing that. There's a lot of good things tonight, and off to the next one.
For Thomas, Hellebuck obviously is one of the best goalies in this league. Had his struggles in round one on the road, coming off a shutout against you last game. How important do you think it was for your team to get to him tonight, get some pucks in the net, and sort of halt that momentum?
Yeah, I mean, that was huge for us. Obviously, scoring goals is pretty important in this game. But I think, like Granny said, we didn't do a good enough job in game two of getting pucks and bodies to the net. So that was a really big focus for us tonight, and I think we did it pretty well.
For both of you guys, 23 saves for Otter tonight. There was a stretch there in the second period where they had a couple surges, and it looked like maybe that game could have been 3-2 at a couple of different points, and he was able to keep them off the scoreboard. What would you see in his performance, and how important was that stretch in particular?
He's been great. He's rock solid there, and like you said, when we need a saves, he feels like he's making those and keeping us in a game. So he's been great, and it's great to play out there when you have all the confidence for your goalie.
Last one here, Robert.
Thomas, on the power play, it seems like all playoffs, you all have been getting a goal from the power play almost every night, even with personnel changing or with Robo coming back in. What's allowed you all to be so consistent in the playoffs?
I think we keep it simple. It's like a 5-on-5, it's pucks and bodies to net, and then at the same time, we have a lot of skilled players on both units, and you give them time and space, they're going to make plays.
Thanks, guys. We'll have Pete next.
Great job, boss.